To baseball now, and the Reds couldn't have picked a worse week to get their brains beat in. Ken Griffey Jr. on the cover of Sports Illustrated this week. Sean Casey on the cover of ESPN the magazine. And the Reds pitching staff looking to get as far away from everyone as possible. This is what they did in that dreadful 3-game series against the A's. Surrender 51 hits, 24 innings pitched, 7 home runs. It all adds up to an ERA over 12. But tonight, it's Paul Wilson's job to right the ship, going for that magic 8-ball, 8-0 against the Indians in the Battle of Ohio. Let's go to Jacobs Field. Old school uniforms, same old problems for the Reds defensively. In the first, strike him out and throw him away. Felipe Lopez drops it, the runner scores, that makes it 1-0 Cleveland. Reds jump on top in the second. Wily Mo Pena, big 2-out RBI single. D'Angelo Jimenez scores, we're tied at 1-1. Later in the inning, Lopez makes up for that boo-boo by blasting this one high off the wall in left field. 2-run score, and the Reds are on top 3-1. Now, Junior still looking for 2 more jacks to reach 500. In the 5th, he goes opposite way. You can't get much closer than this. Oh, instead, it's a double. But that's good enough because 2 batters later, Jimenez going for second. The ball goes into center field. Junior scores, and the Reds are on top 4-2. Bottom of the 7th now, 5-3 Reds. Not anymore. Ronnie Belliard with a rocket into the gap. 1 run scores, make that 2-run score, and we're all tied up at 5 apiece. Cleveland loads the bases in the 8th. Nobody out, but John Riedling gets a big double play ball, then strikes out Casey Blake to get out of trouble, so we go to extras tied 5-all. In the 11th, Phil Norton gets 2 easy outs, then the wheels fall off. Bases loaded. Full count on pitch hitter Lou Merlone. There's nothing worse than the walk-off walk. Oh my, the Reds' tailspin continues. They lose their 4th straight. 6-5 your final in 11 innings.
The Reds lost 4 straight, but we are still waiting for home run number 500 from Ken Griffey Jr. Did anyone else notice that Jr. was on the cover of Sports Illustrated this week? And my question is, can that jinx travel to the whole team? The Reds in Cleveland again tonight. Manager Dave Miley pleading his case for a Reds win. Well, Jason LaRue does his part. 2 on. Jason gets a hold of it, goes to the deepest part of the park with the highest wall. He still clears it. Reds go up early, 3-0. Cincinnati bats stay hot. Jacob Cruz, a nice single that brings in 2. It is 5-1 Cincinnati. As for Griffey, there's that single, and that brings in Casey. That brings in Griffey. A little more from Griffey. 6th inning. He was intentionally walked earlier, but that whiff ends the inning. And once Red starter Todd Van Poppel left the game in the 7th, well, Indians start coming back. They pull within 1 when Ronnie Belliard ties it at 5 on the RBI single. Then in the 8th, Coco Crisp. Don't you love that name? I've got room to talk, don't I? Coco Crisp, 3-run double. That makes it 8-5 Cleveland. Broussard play at the plate, and he's safe. So in the 9th, Reds do try to come back after the RBI Adam Dunn double. Cruz knocks him in with the single. All of a sudden, it's 8-7 Cincinnati, but Brandon Larson at the plate grounds into the force out, and the Reds lose their 5th straight, 8-7 final.
Welcome back. The baseball gods giveth and the baseball gods taketh away. That's how the Reds must feel after falling out of first place in the NL Central for the first time since May 24th. Last night didn't exactly help. The walk-off walk issued by Phil Norton puts the losing streak at 4. Would the Indians make it 5 tonight against Todd Van Poppel? Let's go to the Jake. Before the game, Junior and LeBron James doing a little hanging. Didn't seem to help Junior. Griffey strikes out in the 2nd, 0 for 4 in the night, still sitting on 498. But Jason LaRue doing a little yard work in the 3rd. 3-run bomb deep to left center, and the Reds have a 3-zip lead. But that's nothing new. Make it a 4-run lead in the 5th. Former Indian Jacob Cruz, the bullet to center. Casey scores, Junior scores, the Reds on top 5-1, but no lead is safe with this bullpen. Let's jump to the 8th. 2 outs. Todd Jones cruising along, walks Casey Blake. Here comes Dave Miley. Jones out. Last night's loser, Phil Norton in, and what does Norton do? Ball 4 to Travis Hafner. Here comes Miley again. Norton out. Danny Graves comes in looking for the 4-out save, but not so fast. Graves' first pitch to Ron Belliard almost takes his head off into center field. The tying run scores. It's 5-all. Way to go bullpen, but I wish I could tell you it gets better from here. Base is still loaded. In the 8th, not anymore. Coco Crisp clears them. Oh, shot to right, 1 run scores, then another, make it a 3-run double. Indians go on top 8-5. So Marty Brenneman, what do you think about this team?
I'll tell you right now, this is a pretty bad baseball team.
Okay, glad we cleared that one up. Reds actually scored twice in the ninth to cut it to 8-7, but Brandon Larson grounds out to end it. The Reds' tailspin continues. 5 in a row in the loss column. 8-7 is tonight's final score. Now tomorrow, the Reds try to avoid the sweep of the Jake. 105 first pitch for Corey Lytle and lefty Cliff Lee. You see Lee's numbers there, 5-1 on the season. Lytle looking to rebound from that awful start Monday in Oakland. We'll break it all down for you tomorrow night on the Cary Automotive Sports Authority. Know your team is having problems when your designated hitter sports a .215 average. Your second baseman starts at shortstop, and your bullpen has pitched as many innings in the last 5 games as the starters, 21 innings each. Ouch. The road has not been kind to the Reds. In danger of losing their 6th in a row. Corey Lytle takes the mound to stop the bleeding today. Let's climb aboard and take a look at the roller coaster ride that is Lytle's last 10 starts. April 22nd, a quality start, 5 innings, 3 runs in a win over the Braves. Next outing in Milwaukee, down the slope, 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs. Corey climbs that hill at Houston, 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. But then the fall against the Giants, 7 2/3, 6 runs. Back up the hill, 8 innings, just 2 runs in San Diego. But then, rocked by the Rockies, 5 innings, 11 hits, 6 runs. This roller coaster heads back up the hill, a complete game shutout against the Astros. And then, back down the hill, allowing 5 runs in 6 2/3 against the Spos. Into June and 7 innings, a 1-hit ball at Florida. Then, last start at Oakland, tagged for 9 earned runs in 3 2/3. Well, you get the picture. Can Corey climb back up that hill in Cleveland today? Let's find out as we go to Jacobs Field. Bases loaded for Wily Mo Pena, and there it goes, a grand salami. Pena's 5th homer this season makes it 4-zip. Top 3 now, Ken Griffey Jr. facing Cliff Lee, deep and gone. Number 18 on the season, career home run number 499, 10th in his last 22 games. The Reds lead it 5-1. Now, top 4. The Reds extend the lead. Sean Casey doubles the right field. Javier Valentin comes around at 6-1. Junior nearly gets beamed in his next at-bat. Ryan Friel scores on the wild one. Lee immediately ejected by home plate umpire Matt Hallowell. Same at-bat against Kaz Tadano. There goes number 500. Only problem, it doesn't reach the seats. Warning track power. Junior thought he got it. Bottom 4, Reds fall apart. Ben Broussard's dribbler bobbled by Casey. Broussard is safe. Travis Hafner scores. Make it 7-2. Dave Miley, oh, he's perturbed. Bottom 6, Lytle gets ripped down that roller coaster. Coco Crisp takes this for a ride. 3-run shot at 7-5. Lytle gets yanked after giving up another single. The first batter, Ryan Reith faces Omar Vizquel. No relief. All of a sudden we are tied. A 2-run homer to right at 7-all. Miley has seen enough. He thinks Reith is getting squeezed by Hallowell, argues the strike zone. Hallowell gives him the boot. Miley hopes that lights a fire under his team, and the Reds respond. Next inning, Brandon Larson rips the Matt Miller offering to center. Back to the wall, Sean Casey scores easily. Jacob Cruz chugging from first, but Vizquel's relay to Tim Laker at the plate, right on the money. It's 8-7, so Laker saves a run, then comes up next at bat and provides one. Snaps an 0-for-14 slump with a double to center. That plate's Crisp from first. It's 8-all. Reith out, Mike Matthews in. No relief pitcher there either. First batter he faces is Matt Lawton. Gone. 2-run homer, 10-8. That's your final. The Reds get outscored 18-3 from the 6th inning on in this series. Wow. Now it's time to turn this over to you, the viewer, as you make the call. What has been most disappointing about the Reds' current losing streak? Barry Larkin's abdominal injury, that awful bullpen, team defense, or the starting pitching? Call 345-1212. Lines are now open. We want your vote, and we'll have your results a little later in the show. Now the results. What is most disappointing? 61% say the bullpen. 20% go with the starting pitching. Each take 3 of the 6 losses. 16% upset that Barry is injured. Thanks to more than 300 callers tonight.